In many cases, we need to figure out whether a given date is a good business day. In fact, we also care about what are the non-business days. They may not necessarily be calendars. They may not necessarily be holidays, but be non-business days for a number of reasons. So that's one of the big questions. To figure that out, what we need is a calendar, a business day calendar or non-business day calendar. We can do that in a couple of ways. Some of the calendars are described by a set of rules that you can follow, and they may be quite simple. Let's pick an example. In Europe, we care much about the target calendar. That's a quite simple calendar. We know that all Saturdays and Sundays are non-business days. We also know that New Year's Day, so the first day of the year, is a non-business day. We have a Good Friday. It's also a non-business day, at least since 2000. And then we have Labor Day as a non-business day. We have Christmas. Let's draw a little Christmas tree here. Christmas Day, which is the 25th of December. And in fact, we have what is called the Day of Goodwill. So that is the 26th of December as a non-business day. And finally, we have the last day of the year, the 31st of December. So in the target calendar, that is a full description of all the non-business days. Sometimes it can be more convenient just to create a database where you list all the non-business days. Sometimes we do in fact care about not just one calendar, but potentially multiple calendars. That is in particular the case when we look at multi-currency products like FX and cross-currency swaps. The target calendar is sometimes also written in shorthand as the EU calendar, and you could imagine that US is some New York or American non-business calendar. And similarly, we could do a shorthand, say EU plus US, to be the combined calendar of those two markets. When we look at a specific date and want to roll it by applying a rolling convention, we need to figure out exactly what to do. So let's now think about this date, the 31st of March in a given year. Think of that as a Saturday. So that's evidently a non-business day. So there are a couple of ways to roll that date. So a simple way could be roll it using the following rolling convention. And the following date is the following good business day. So looking at Sunday, well, that's not a good business day, but Monday is a good business day. So that's fine. That would be just rolling by the following business day. We also have another approach called the modified following. It would also try to roll into the following good business day. But if that following business day is in another month, it would actually rather prefer to look at the previous business day. In this case, that would be Friday, the 30th of March. So there's a big difference between following and modified following. If we look at it, say Thursday, and applied following, we would come to Friday. If we looked at Thursday and used modified following, in this case we would still arrive at Friday. And the reason is that we stay within the same month. We also have a method called preceding. And to illustrate that, we may look at this date. So the preceding date of 1st of April, if that is a Sunday, well, that would go just in the other direction. It couldn't be Saturday, because that's not a good business day, but it could be Friday, the 30th. So that would be the preceding. And similarly, we have a modified preceding that would go along the same way, not using Saturday, looking at Friday, 30th of March. Is that a good day? It is, but it is in the preceding month. So in that case, we would rather prefer the following good business day. So that is the modified preceding approach. In a few cases, we actually look at dates as they are and don't do any adjustment. So even if you arrive at a Sunday, which is clearly not a business day, we just keep that date, and that is most often used for technical reasons.